You're listening to the John and Heidi Show. Now, featuring the wit and wisdom of Dan Farris.
Okay, dudes, let's walk this sucker.
On Sunny 93.3.
Faith, freedom, and the best music of the 80s and 90s. You are listening to Sunny 93.3. It's time now for the John and Heidi Show bonus hour with Mr. Dan Farris. How you doing, Dan?
Oh, pretty good. Slogged through another weekend. You know, getting stuff done. That's what I'm a man of action. I think you know that.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Never sleep rolling into another week. What do we got here? Some famous people birthdays. Walter Cronkite, Art Carney.
Okay.
All right. Matthew McConaughey.
Okay. Yeah.
Is he Fitty today? Fitty,
oh, really?
I believe.
I didn't know that. Nice.
Yeah, and Sean Combs, P. Diddy, Puff, whatever his name is.
Puff Daddy, yeah.
He's a pick one. Steve.
Sean Puffy Combs.
Diddy, he's Fitty today. And this is interesting. Gosh, we were just kids. It was this day in 1841.
Oh, yeah.
That the very first wagon train arrives in California.
Oh.
Wow.
The first thing they said? Whoa.
Wow.
And of
Thank
course,
you for that,
they were heavily fined for not having the proper emission control system.
Of course. Well, that's very good. Yeah. It's going to be a great program. We've got...
you have no idea.
Yeah, we've got a Maverick recruiting Top Gun of the Week we're going to get to. Also going to be making a call and talking to Erica at First National Bank. They're doing this Give First thing. And they're going to get more information about that. It's all coming up on this Monday edition of the John and Heidi Show bonus hour with Dan Farris on Sunny.
Before you know it, Christmas will be here. Are you ready? If you plan to use a credit card while shopping, make sure you have the very best credit card for you. It's free to click around and see what we can do for you at bettercreditcards.net. We have options from many different banks and different credit card companies who put out their best offers to earn your business. See if we can help you get a better credit card at bettercreditcards.net. Bettercreditcards.net. That's bettercreditcards.net.
Faith, freedom, and the best music of the 80s and 90s. You are listening to Sunny 93.3. It's time right now for Ranger Dan's Critter Corner.
Well, I'm rough, tough, and ready. I'm a heck of a man. Eat my beans and weenies from a frying pan.
He's Ranger Dan.
Easy. I'm Ranger Dan. Well, I loves to wrestle bears and lasso ducks. Run over possums in my government truck.
He's Ranger Dan.
Easy. I'm Ranger Dan. Well, I loves all the campers and the animals, too. If you're picking on critters, I'm coming after you.
He's Ranger Dan.
Yes, sir. I'm Ranger Dan.
Good morning, Ranger Dan.
Good morning, Ranger Dan.
Morning, oh, Radio Ranger.
You look like you've had quite a weekend.
Oh, man.
Everything okay?
Well, I'll tell you what, it's been nothing but questions for boy since I was up at the crack of dawn today, of course, As you know, it was going to be very well planned out. A lot of excitement in the air about the first annual Ranger Dan Babes in the Woods Women's Retreat.
How'd that go?
All about women's empowerment. We had, whittled down to 12 lucky ladies make the trip. And, well, I'll just give you a little synopsis of what travailed there, because sometimes the best laid plans and one good deed all of a sudden may turn into just a bad outcome.
Oh, no.
Oh.
We loaded up, of course, late Friday night out behind the log cabin on Burnside. And
It's a good place to meet up.
11:30, everybody very excited, very happy after doing that long neck special inside the cabin there with my pals. And loaded up my 12 lucky guests, and boy, it didn't take long, just minutes really, for that chatter to really start picking up. And all of a sudden I'm hearing things like, "Hey, Ranger Dan, I thought we were traveling on a luxury coach. This ain't nothing but a rusty old bus." And, "Hey, Ranger Dan, how come all the windows are blacked out?" And, "Ooh, what's that smell?" Well, after calming the ladies down, getting them settled in their seats there, and passing around the 12 of you Pabst and a sack of twin Bings, we hit the road. No sooner had we gunned the motor northbound on I-29, I'm being bombarded with a full-throated, estrogen-fueled chorus of, "No, Ranger Dan, we're not handing over our phones, and no, we're not putting on these blindfolds." And again with the, "Ooh, really? What's that smell?"
So far, this doesn't sound like it's going very well.
Well, and here's the thing,
plan.
at that point, little radio rangers, Ranger Dan got to thinking the world of critters anyway. Sometimes when a coyote gets trapped in a snare, well, he'll just chew off his darn leg to escape.
Oh, wow.
Drastic times call for drastic measures. It's all about survival. So after dropping the ladies off at the rest area near the exit 121 near Flandreau there, handing over a couple of road flares and a box of farmer matches, old Ranger Dan got back to his castle. And I think it's...
So you don't know how they're doing?
I think I'm just going to take a little time here, John and Heidi, and I think to maybe take the rest of the week off, kick back, stare up at the stars at night, around a big old fire into the night sky, and just kind of rethink my next move. So.
That's not a bad idea.
So you never made it to the retreat, and you just dumped the girls off at a rest.
Well, it's like my old buddy Kenny Rogers used to say, you got to know when to hold them and know when to fold them.
Know when to walk away and know when to run.
Wish them all the best. And again, just so you know, as I was hearing the yells pulling away about, you're going to hear from our lawyers and... What about our refunds? Well, I know you're listening this morning, ladies. I would like to refer to you to page 27 in the agreement.
27?
That would be right after the non-disclosure statement and the injury accidental death waiver that you all signed. Absolutely under no circumstances will any of your fees, payments, service fees, hidden fees, or taxes be refunded. Just the very fact that you can't read Latin is certainly not my problem.
The agreement was in Latin.
That's it for me today, little Radio Rangers. Again,
Let's get some photos for your calendar.
Ranger Dan's going to take a little time off. I'll be back this time next week. Good Lord willing, the creek don't rise. Until then, stay in school, go to church, say your prayers, eat your vegetables, don't be playing soccer. Don't let me catch you wearing Crocs, Ranger Dan. Oh, yes, sir.
Ranger Dan's Critter Corner right here on Sunny 93.3.
If you have a drug problem, don't let it ruin your life. You can be in treatment as soon as tomorrow, and you can start to get clean in as little as 7 days. Take the first step to get drugs out of your life at timeforrehab.com. Your insurance may cover everything, so you really have nothing to lose. Timeforrehab.com. Start your new life. You deserve it. Learn more at timeforrehab.com. That's timeforrehab.com.
Faith, freedom, and the best music of the 80s and 90s. You are listening to Sunny 93.3. It's time now for Water Cooler Talk, brought to you by Aqua One. Mr. Dan Farris joining us here. What do we have for Water Cooler Talk, sir?
Well, a couple of things, twofold. First, I want to squeeze this in because it's kind of a big month for this. Congratulate this week's oil change winner from Tire Motive, Carrie Al-Hassan.
All right. Congratulations.
Got themselves an oil change with our friends at Tire Motive up on North Marion Road. That's up to a $50 value
That's nice.
if your car is packing that synthetic stuff.
That's very, very
that's
cool.
pretty cool. And again, this is now officially November, a brand new month, and during the entire month of November, when you get your oil changed at Tire Motive, portion of those oil change buckaroos are going to our friends over at Big Paws Canine Foundation.
That is
awesome.
absolutely fantastic.
So,
I should
yeah.
have waited a couple of days before I did my oil change.
Money piles
yeah.
up. So, yeah, you got to get it
Doing,
changed
man.
anyway. Have the
Let's have them
experts
change it
do it.
again.
And Big Paws. So fantastic. And thanks to Mike and Jeff and the crew at Tire Motive for piling in on that.
They
And
are awesome.
Great people.
we'll take care of it. And I think you got a call from one of the guys in charge of this last week, longtime friend of mine. They have just announced the South Dakota Rock and Roll Hall of Fame inductees for 2020.
Yes.
9 bands here, including Midwest Coast, the Rumbles, who I've had the fortune of being on stage with.
Yeah, they're good.
22 years ago, they did very politely have me removed. Also, Indigenous, who are fantastic, been around a long time, deservedly that they're being inducted, along with nearly a dozen other South Dakota rock and roll supporters, will be inducted into the Hall of Fame. Chris Gage, Gordy Zenz will also be receiving Lifetime Achievement Awards. The goal isn't just to honor those who have contributed to South Dakota rock and roll culture, but to bring people together to celebrate the entire music community. Got a quote here from our buddy John Mogan.
Okay.
who's been heading up Mogan's Heroes for, I
Good
think,
guy. Great dude.
63 years at least.
It's been that long, but
Quote from John, we're just excited to show off the bands that will be playing and honor the inductees that will be here, their families, their fans. They all just come here, and it's going to be a fantastic weekend. Be listening for more jam sessions going to happen April 1st, and the actual induction ceremony taking place the following Saturday at the Ramcota Exhibit Hall. We'll certainly have information as we get closer to that, because I know Sonny's involved in that. So
it's a great event. And
great people.
Big thank you to John for reaching out. He invited me to the event when they were announcing those.
Correct.
And sadly, I was not able to make it, but I really wish. And it was very. He called and asked if I could be there, and I said I'll do everything I can to be there. And then, of course, the meeting that I told him I had and did have ended up going long, and I didn't make it. So, but I'm glad that you were able to share that info here, Dan. Thank you for doing that.
Yeah, fantastic. And moving on, away we go.
All right, coming up, we've got the Maverick Recruiting Top Gun of the Week. That's on the way on Sunny 93.3.
The average household has thousands of dollars in credit card debt. If you find yourself in that position and you're making minimum payments, you could be in debt for a long time. Make sure you have the very best card with the very best rates at bettercreditcards.net. We work with different banks and different credit card companies who put out their best offers to earn your business. See if we can help you get a better credit card at bettercreditcards.net, bettercreditcards.net. That's bettercreditcards.net.
Faith, freedom, and the best music of the 80s and 90s. Time right now for the Top Gun of the Week, brought to you by Maverick Recruiting. I was going to say, where's our theme song?
Why is Iceman so mean to me? Goose is dead. He won't be in the sequel.
I kind of wonder about that. All right, it's the Top Gun of the Week. This is where we hand the microphone over to Heidi, and we trust her judgment to pick somebody to be kind of like an employee of the week, but we don't call it an employee of the week because sometimes they're the owner of the company. It's not always an employee, but it's somebody who has gone above and beyond to just be awesome at taking care of customers, and it's called the Top Gun of the Week, and Heidi has one for us this week.
I do. I decided to give a shout out to Jason Skowinski. What is it?
Was she close, Dan? Dan told her like 19 times.
He said it.
Ahead of time. He said it slowly, phonetically.
Being Polish is not easy.
Okay.
There's a lot of numbers, a lot of letters all next to each other.
And some numbers, apparently.
That just don't make sounds together.
Yeah, I think you just spotlight the business people, figure it out.
So,
anyways, with Dakota Direct Furniture.
Super nice dude.
And he is so amazing. If you've never been in there, never had a chance to go in there and see what he has to offer, you should definitely go in and check it out. The stuff
They're based
is so
in Brandon.
reasonably priced. Yeah, he's in Brandon. He sells direct, so you're skipping the middleman, and he's passing the savings on to you. And he's just the nicest.
He's a nice dude.
Guy. Yeah.
Very cool. So congratulations to Jason. We'll make sure to get a plaque put together. We've got a nice little certificate that we need to deliver out there, and then maybe get a little photo op to throw on our Facebook page. Also, a big thank you to Maverick Recruiting for being a sponsor on this really fun event that we do, this little feature each Monday. Maverick Recruiting, they like to bring awesome people together. So if you're an awesome employee and maybe you're looking for a new opportunity, reach out to MaverickRecruiting.com and see. They've got some really cool opportunities all the time. Now, maybe you're an awesome company and you want to grow and you want to add new people, but not just anybody. I mean, you want the best of the best. You want Top Gun quality people. Mm-hmm. Reach out to Maverick Recruiting and they can help you. Again, their website is MaverickRecruiting.com.
If you can't have a drink without it leading to another drink and another drink, maybe it's time to get help. There are programs designed to help take alcohol out of your life for good at timeforrehab.com. Don't let a drinking problem spill over into other areas of your life. Get help to quit drinking and start living the life you truly deserve at timeforrehab.com. Your insurance may cover everything. Learn more at timeforrehab.com. That's timeforrehab.com.
Faith, freedom, and the best music of the 80s and 90s. It's time right now for Entertainment News of the Day with Mr. Dan Farris.
Come on, say with me, America's celebrities are fabulous. And then there's this. Sometimes, you know, you're way up there, man. You're flying high in April and shot down in May.
Oh.
That was a Frank Sinatra song. We're back. Got the most recent update, and boy, this is just getting worse. The varsity blues college scandal with Aunt Becky and her husband and that whole thing.
Sure.
Lori Loughlin and her husband,
Massimo.
Right. They've been sweating bullets because they just tacked another federal charge onto this whole thing. And unfortunately, if they hadn't months ago said, not guilty, things would have gone a lot easier for them. And now it looks like this thing may go to trial.
Oh, wow.
Now, because the whole thing has just been kind of assumed that their two daughters, Olivia Jade and Isabella, have been just innocent little sheep in the whole thing. Guess again, man. Looks like it's working into the fold, and they may well have been aware of this whole thing. According to some legal guy, last name Ramani. Ooh, kind of rolled my tongue there.
You did. You okay?
Dan, you sexy beast. According to Mr. Ramani, oh, please dim the lights. There's a really good chance that Olivia Jade and Isabella will at least be called as witnesses in their parents' trial, if not, in fact, charged themselves. Because here's the skinny. Part of this whole thing, these children, their two daughters, were put out there as crew people. Crews, like they were, competitive boat rower people.
Okay.
And photos were submitted that were dummied up. Well, these kids are in these pictures. It's like, why are we doing this, Mom and Dad? Right. Okay, so see where it starts to kind of go, okay, they had to have an awareness of what was going on here.
Right. Oh, no.
Because they're both fully aware that they don't belong on a crewing team. Because they don't.
Right.
So they don't row crew, huh?
No, never did, never have, and yet that's how they were submitted to this university.
Oh, boy.
Yep.
I never understood
that. This thing's getting a little heavier.
Yeah.
And,
well, I wish them all the best.
And if, in fact, does go to trial, if they demand a trial, they're at this point, the mom and dad are looking at about 50 years. I mean, that's maximum. They're not going to get that, but that is like the maximum with these charges because you're looking at mail fraud, money laundering. Just all kinds of stuff. Yeah, this
all
is pretty
because
crazy.
They wanted better futures for their rich little kids.
And I did look at, because one of the first people, and she got 14 days in the slam, 2 weeks. That was, Bill Macy's wife, whatever.
Yeah, I can't think of her name.
Okay,
right
and
now
she was released
Felicity
after.
Huffman, for both of you.
But much lesser charges, and she fessed up to it right off the bat.
And she said, was it wrong to do that?
And somebody else's dad just got, I want to say, 30 days, something like that. Got 30 days. So this is huge.
But they also did like $15,000, and these guys did like $500,000.
Yeah, at least. Yep.
So here's my question. Like when somebody donates, let's pretend like John and Heidi Small here, like we actually had money. We don't have any money.
Okay.
But if we did, and we have a couple of knucklehead kids that we wanted to send to a school, if we like paid to have a building, the John and Heidi Small wing added to that like media center.
Whole different thing. It's
why
a
didn't they
whole
just
different
do
situation.
That then? Wouldn't that have made more sense? I don't understand.
But that doesn't mean your kid is going to be. That doesn't mean your kid makes the cut.
You don't think they're going to make the cut if they build a building?
John, you're so jaded.
I'm just saying. I don't understand. I'm not saying that what they did is okay, but you go on to any campus in this country, and there's buildings named after people where they doled out.
It's all a game.
Just as much money.
But it's all above board, John.
So those things were all legal, but this is not.
But did the kids have the grades to be able to get into the school?
No, because records were falsified. It was all a lie.
Yeah.
So the difference is they made up a bunch of stuff. They didn't just say, here's a check for this building.
No, you have donations versus under-the-table payoffs.
Bribes.
Exactly. Those are very different things.
Contributions.
And falsifying records and everything else.
Yeah.
Compared to just downright bribes. Okay.
What
it makes more sense now.
So interesting.
I'm not an accountant, and I do not do our own taxes.
Oh, I'm very well versed in criminal activity.
That's why he has a criminal beat.
I've seen documentaries.
All right. Well, Dan, thank you for coming in, man. You have
My
a good
pleasure.
one. And we've got coming up here in just a moment, I'm going to get some information on this FNB Give First. If you've been on social media, you've probably seen that hashtag. Well, it kicks off today, and we've been kind of pushing for and rooting for Big Paws Canine. We would love to see them be one of the recipients, but we're going to get the details on how all of this works. You can also follow along at facebook.com/Sunny Radio. Faith, freedom, and the best music of the 80s and 90s. Thank you for listening to Sunny 93.3. Super excited to visit with Erica from First National Bank. They've got a cool thing that's kind of kicking off today. Erica, how you doing?
I'm doing great, John.
Now let's talk about the FNB Give First program and how this whole thing this whole thing works. You guys have been doing it a couple years now, haven't you?
Yes, this is the 7th year we've done it, but this year is different because we wanted to do like a complete overhaul of it. It's kind of been the same thing over the last 6 years where we've had a social media contest where people could vote for their favorite nonprofit on social media using the hashtag and then nominating their organization. But this year we decided to switch it up a little bit, and we're doing it like a bracket-style competition with some of the nonprofits who are nominated. So we had a nomination phase through the month of October, and this year we made it unlimited so people could tweet us, they could comment on our posts, they can do whatever they wanted with the hashtag F&B Give First and their nomination organization. Their organization nomination, I'm sorry. And so they can, however many times that they got nominated throughout the month of October, that puts them in a higher seeded bracket for if they make it into the competition, the final bracket for start of the contest, which goes from November 4th to December 6th. So,
very cool. Now, it's all kicking off right now, and what do we do as of today moving forward? How does the program work?
So today, if your organization was nominated in October, you'll go to our website, fnbsf.com/vote, and there will be a form on there where you can vote for your favorite nonprofit. Each nonprofit will be split into 4 divisions, but you can vote in each of those divisions. So it'll take you through each of them, all 4 of them, and you can vote for your favorite nonprofit however many times you want.
Now, the thing that's nice about this, the nonprofits that win get a really nice donation, don't they?
Yes. So if the 4 nonprofits make it into the final round, they get to compete for a grand prize of $4,000. By default, the second, third, and fourth runner-up will each get $2,000. So it's kind of cool that everybody gets to win and have a fun donation this holiday season.
Now, you guys have been doing this. This will be your lucky number 7, the 7th year you've been doing this. How did the whole thing get started? Were you there when the thing very first started?
Yes. Oh, I wasn't there, but because I just started here like 2 years ago. But it did get started 7 years ago, I believe. But I think that the bank was just looking for something to kind of promote, get out into the community, and give back to the nonprofits that are around us, which is awesome because that's kind of what our first values kind of encompass.
Well, I think it's really cool, and I know this time every year I see that all over social media, and a lot of folks that they're saying, "Hey, I want to help my favorite local nonprofit," so they use FNB Give First, the little hashtag FNB Give First. Now, if you don't do hashtags and you don't know how that works, it's just the pound sign or the number sign, and then the letter F, the letter N, the letter B, Give First, FNB for First National Bank. And I'm going to make it really easy. I'm going to actually kind of type a little post explaining it at facebook.com/sunnyradio. And then I'll even throw a link to the page to make it really, really, really easy. But thank you guys for doing what you're doing. I think it's really cool, and I'm excited for the nonprofits that are going to win as well.
Perfect. Yeah, me too. This will be the first year we're going to be switching it up. So I'm excited to see how it goes and excited for one nonprofit to kind of win that grand prize. So it's a voting, everybody.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. You have a great day.
All right. Thank you, John.
Absolutely. Again, the thing is kicking off today. It's the big day. Get all of the information at facebook.com/sunnyradio.